want food, Bimby?
I kind of do, but it's like I gotta watch my diet. I already got a cake. So. Anyway, game 1, Smash Bros. Pac-Man Roll. Instantly, we see Bman starting off with that upbeat escape. Always practice to get on the Smash Bros. Platform and fire his fruit of choice.
So, Smash Bros. Does do a couple things for Bman here. It allows him to get his setups, and also gives him enough room to kind of cycle through his fruit. But I don't really see the advantage here for Roy. I would have preferred if JoeBox kind of went to someone like Triplats, where he can sort of manage Bman a little bit more. Oh, catches him.
Has his dumpling.
Bell, back air. Typical combos coming out from Bman here. I have noticed that he is using his trampoline a bit more than usual, or at least in past NSTs. He didn't use it as much as what he said was optimal.
Yeah, I mean, the trampoline itself is a pretty good option. Like, when he back attacks right afterwards, he's able to just trampoline out so he can't get punished. But if he does hit on hit, some characters are able to get over to him fast enough when he's landing it.
Ooh, kind of it.
Funny.
Yeah, he also can use it just as an option. If someone's trying to like chase him down, he just up Bs really quick and it'll launch them higher and he can get into a setup. Chases down the melon. So as far as percentage-wise, it's not looking too okay for JoeBox here, only having 64 on Pac-Man. But Roy is a pretty heavy-hitting character, so he can definitely make it up in a little bit amount of time. He just gotta play a little bit safer to avoid taking too much percent on the second stock.
Yeah, the issue is though, while Roy is heavy hitting, it can be difficult for him to get that really hard hit that he needs.
Yeah, one of his best options for that is his up smash, because the hitbox on it is absolutely massive. If you're on the side of him, it'll actually pull him into the hitbox and then launch him up, which you can then use to, you know, hit with like an up air or something. Ooh, uses the hydrant.
The water pushed him into the smash. See, that's the big hit he needed. He's still at a deficit right here, but it's much more manageable.
Yeah, it's also interesting when you see the opponents of an item character use their items against them. Like if someone's actually able to utilize the fire hydrant, that might throw Bman for a little bit of a loop.
And from what I've seen, JoeBox is opting to ignore the hydrant for the most part. He just kind of rolls around it. He's hit it once or twice, but I think if he starts hitting it more and just using it as his own projectile, it can really just put Bman in a bad position.
He also might be just be calculating risk reward and just not see it worth it to have hit heavy end lag that Roy has on a fire hydrant, because he might be worried that Bman is trying to set up something with him in that hit stun. Counters.
Nice. He's high.
So 160, he's really got to watch here, because something like that is just gonna take it.
Just the stun straight to the
I've actually never seen a Robin other than Enlightened Robin, so it'll be interesting to see the difference in playstyle. So two item characters here, or projectile characters really. It's gonna be interesting to see how these two work around each other, because I don't see this being a long drawn-out match like Troll Dog versus Bman. These are two very different beasts between Robin and Duck Hunt.
Because Robin has the really hard hitting 11 sword, so with those aerials, he's going to be able to deal massive damage and get rid of the the hydrant really easily. He's going to be able to catch Bman's landings fairly easily with a larger sword than Roy.
One thing I just noticed is the fire hydrant just blocks L-Fire completely. Like you just saw, it doesn't have the height to get up above it. So that might be a really nice workaround for L-Fire hazards on the stage if Bman can utilize that and work around it by placing down his hydrant in a spot where he knows that that JoeBox is going to want to put an L-Fire.
And the other thing I've noticed is the Brute cancels out his Arc Thunder.
It cancels out all the way up to Arc, not just L.
To the Brute. Just barely surviving STI coming through.
Oh, throws a key.
Just in time. Now I think Bman does have to be careful here because down throw into up air from JoeBox.
Oh!
The hydrant is covering him as he's being hit with that Arc Thunder and forced to get killed.
JoeBox did not look like he was paying too much attention to that and just completely forgot that the hydrant was there. A lot of shield pressure coming here from JoeBox right now.
I think he wanted a jump there to go into the up air, but I think he just got an up smash. Or he was reading for an air dive.
84%. I do think that I think that Pac-Man dies from 11 sword back air here.
I would assume so, depending on where he is at on the stage.
Yeah, I would say if I think if he's like kind of off to one side, it should be a kill. Probably now that he's doing the fact that he's at a 107. Oh, Arc Thunder back air.
That was actually nuclear right there. Very nice.
Oh, it was neutral air, not back air?
Yeah, nuclear is kind of like a sword swing in front and behind.
So he opted for that in case he bounced out early. Yeah, the one really struggling part about Robin is that he runs out of his tomes. So it can be a little bit difficult to manage everything if you're trying to use a tool consistently.
Yeah, it's difficult to manage, but very nice notice Robbie uses right there. But when he does run out, he does get the tome itself.
Yeah, as a throw projectile, yeah.
Strong projectile at that. Now we actually see JoeBox taking the lead for the first time in the set.
Yeah, that's it's interesting because he's just trying to manage everything.
Just as we say that, Bman starts to
yeah, it's a lot closer than it was at the beginning of the game or even last game. Trampoline bounced him directly onto that platform again, so he had no end lag under his charging of thunder. Now he's trying to focus down that hydrant a little bit. Ooh. Bman, I don't know if you saw, had a key thrown in the middle of that. Oh, bounces him off.
Tech coming through.
That was good. That was good. I'm gonna stay, for sure. I'll just rewind it back. Alright.
So here we go, back to Battlefield. Ooh, Thoron. I'm surprised that that Bman was allowed him to charge up that far.
JoeBox gets a commanding lead this game. Bman unable to tug him.
Oh, chucks the book. Like you said, he gets that book as a projectile afterwards. Another Thoron coming out. Fails to grab the book.
Finally, Bman landing that first hit.
Using Elwyn as an offensive move right there.
I didn't think it was so much offensive as it's just to reposition and mix up himself. It's an option I see JoeBox go for a lot of the time.
Ooh,
And
forward air.
Actually kind of delaying that hitbox, extending it.
Only 7% on JoeBox's first stock, so Bman's got to put in a lot of work. He wants to run this back. I mean, this is basically gonna be like a 0 to death comeback. Bman charging up everything. Bman seems pretty unable to like get in on JoeBox right here right now. He's only got, well now he's got 73%, but oh,
I really like that from him. He scared him into getting hit by the hydrant while he was on the legs and then comboed into the back air after. Really smart from Bman.
Yeah, I always forget that when the hydrant is tumbling, it does still have hitboxes. So oh, trading. I think that was more of a worth it trade for JoeBox than Bman there. Back air.
Bman's got to be careful now for that down throw into up air. Just the up air raw because it's just like a
good
strong
angle.
move.
Yeah, it could definitely still.
Almost, right?
Oh, almost. JoeBox is living a pretty high percentage here. Forward air with Levin Sword. He threw out an arc thunder there, but misses. Just sort of chucking out projectiles, JoeBox right now. Oh, Gallag on the field. JoeBox grabs it.
That delayed hitbox almost coming to bite Bman once again.
Yeah, Bman is definitely doing a pretty good job of running this back a little bit, coming from only having 7% on JoeBox's first stock. Oh!
That forward air.
So like, let's go to right, man.
Oh, you dare say me? Well, no, it's like, he says everyone in NST chat. It's like, you understand, like, what the sale are you talking about?
I understand. I bet it's done.
Game 4, bringing it to Final Destination.
Alright, so on Final Destination, JoeBox isn't going to have as much of a free option, kind of, as far as mixing things up with Elwyn to recover. But if he does, he just is out in the open. Bman's going to be able to get some fairly quickly.
Bman seeming to do a little bit better of a job at on the first stock as opposed to last game.
This is definitely more in line with the first games we saw.
Yeah, but you gotta remember that Bman was starting to bring that last game back. So if he's able to bring a game like that back, he might still be able to run away with this one. He's got to find his groove with it.
Strawberry actually canceling that Elf Thunder out at the very last second.
Elwyn catches him. Really even game.
And Bman, he keeps seeing that JoeBox is L-winding really high, but he always gets hit by that second hit. He's not shielding long enough.
Ooh, using the fire hydrant to his advantage. JoeBox able to get a okay lead. As I said, that it goes away, but he had a 30% lead there for a minute. The rare Pac-Man grab. Really bombarding Bman with projectiles right now.
JoeBox is just content to sit back and wait for Bman to approach him.
Trading projectiles there. One a barrel and one an Hellfire. Ooh, again uses the fire hydrant and takes a stock for that. Yeah, if JoeBox is able to continue with this, we might see game 5 here.
Yeah, it's very possible.
He hasn't been able to touch Bman on his fresh stock here though. So if he wants to make use of his timing, he's got to try to get some hits in. Down throw, jab. Starts charging up. Oh, apple.
The angle that sends that.
That has so much knockback on it.
And just the angle it sends that when you're up that high up, it's going to kill that much earlier. We thought it would
Just sort of waiting for that fire hydrant to creep up on him.
But
Thoron into hydrant.
he's getting that consistently now. So he's just like, yeah, just charge up Thoron. It'll go through your hydrant. It'll hit you while you're charging.
Oh, just misses it. Grabs the book though. Chucks it sky high. Oh, he gets him with it.
And it actually hit the hydrant on the way down.
Dang, that was a really good throw then from JoeBox. Right now, it's looking like it's going to be JoeBox's game. Oh. Go on. Yeah, he definitely has noticed that Thoron just goes straight through the hydrant, so Bman has to use another option to get to it. Back air?
Back air. Taking game of JoeBox.
Yeah, after he realized that, right, he just goes straight through the
Way better than I thought it was gonna come. Where is it? That's right.
Game 5, first of this tournament.
From my experience, Bman's favorite stage, he always opts the counter pick here.
Yeah, I don't know why JoeBox didn't immediately ban this stage.
I don't think they've played before, so I don't think JoeBox really knew that town was his favorite.
Yeah, I would just think that he would understand as a matchup though, that you really don't want to give Bman, you don't want to give Pac-Man this much room. I mean, maybe he does want it for his own projectile game, but I think that does benefit Pac-Man just a bit more.
To be fair, JoeBox really doesn't play this game that often. I think he was around, had some free time, so he figured he'd stop by today.
Kill some time, yeah, and just play. Yeah, he hasn't been back in several months, so I think the last one he went to was 12 or 13.
Might have been.
a lot more. This is the first time we've seen Bman in control of a game in quite a little bit. As I say that, JoeBox sort of runs us back. Just walks right into that melon. Since it's such a slow speed, it's kind of difficult to gauge when it's going to go away.
And I don't think JoeBox is too aware of exactly when the melon or the fruits or the hydrant itself even disperse.
Yeah, because you
how
saw
it
before how he just sort of waited for it to bounce in front of him, and it just never, and he got hit by it.
Wow, and he actually almost killed him with that apple. Oh my god.
Oh, tried to snipe him with Thorn. Nice forward smash.
See, that's the issue. Is that
Nice back air.
alright, we're playing a one-stock game. Anyway.
Yeah.
JoeBox definitely
One
could've-
stop, 4 minutes.
JoeBox could have held on to that stock a lot longer with how late Pac-Man is able to kill consistently. He just went above leg. He didn't go to leg. If he had gone to leg, he was completely safe right there.
Yeah, I don't understand why he did that either, but I mean, it was good for Bman to recognize that and then immediately capitalize on it.
Yeah, but Bman realized that, so really good on Bman.
Getting hit twice by the same Galaga. Levin Sword is blinking, so he's only got one more hit on it. Thunder hitting the fire hydrant. That Levin Sword bounced off of the hydrant there. Has his Levin Sword back. Throws out the bell, trying to catch him with it.
The arc it was thrown at is barely clipping Bman as he's charging up his fruit.
It's also very difficult to see the book when it's flying across the screen because it's such a small projectile, especially on a stage like this where there's a lot going on in the background. It's very difficult to see. It's one of those small details that really does work.
The angle he sent that hydrant at, beautiful.
Oh, was it the up smash hydrant where it
he knew
launches it
exactly
behind
where it
him?
would be. He knew exactly where it would be. Oh my god, that is scary.
That's what I'm talking about, where it's extremely impressive how Bman knows all of this stuff.
They were both on that platform, and it's... JoeBox got a grab. Bman might have been dead. He might have been dead.
Yeah, isn't it up throw or back throw that, for Robin that kills?
It's up throw to... It's down throw to up air.
Down throw, up throw.
And I don't know if it would have actually been true at that percentage, but it very well could have killed just because of how high up they were on that platform.
Yeah, that's one of the things about China you really gotta watch. Is that any character that has like a decent grab could kill or kill confirm with a grab could be very dangerous. Goes for a Nosferatu. Try to decrease his knockback a little bit. Ooh, dash attacks the hydrant. Oh, footstools.
He doesn't... Oh, he just got it.
Double back air.
That's it.